Alright, just did a climb from Neal's Gap where I got shuttled to this morning. And I'm hoping to put in an 11.7 to a 13-mile day. We'll see how I feel once I get to Low Gap Shelter. And I'll touch base later. Just left Hog Pen parking lot, and there was Trail Magic there. They had grilled cheeseburgers, hot dogs, all the condiments, fresh veggies, fruit. So ate my fill for lunch, have a couple hot dogs for dinner tonight. They had all sorts of supplies too if you need it. I just took a couple extra plastic bags. But Trail Magic's awesome. Really gives you a boost for the day. And now I have more food than I need before my next resupply, so I might just shoot past that resupply, because I can last 3 or 4 more days now with what I have. So we'll see. I forgot to mention, at Neal's Gap, I upgraded to a Sea to Summit poncho because the first day wore my rain jacket and I just got soaked through. So if there's all day rain again, I need an added layer of protection, and the poncho will drape over me and my pack. So it kind of doubles as a pack cover as well, which I didn't start with a pack cover. I just have the inside of my bag lined with a plastic bag, and that made it through the heavy rain on day 1. So just wanted to give you that update too. Alright, so it's nearing the end of day 4. I just left Low Gap Shelter after filling up some water and relaxing a bit with the people that were there. One guy, I was, passing him. He was passing me the whole day, and he got ahead of me after the Trail Magic. But I only have about 1.3 miles left. I'm gonna stop at Poplar Stamp Campground, Poplar Stamp Gap, and there's tent sites there, something like that. But I probably won't do any more videos tonight, so talk to you tomorrow. So it's day 5 and I just packed up and left camp. I intended on staying at those Poplar campsites, but when I got there, there was a Boy Scout troop there who had the whole thing pretty much locked down between all the boys and the scout leaders. So I just pushed on after talking to them for a second, and they were like, oh, well, I don't know. So I kept going and found a site under a half-mile away on horse trough campsites. It was kind of windy up there and buggy, so after I got set up, I went in my tent, and afterwards some section hikers came about an hour later or so. There were about 4 of them and camped in the same spot. But I'm on my way, day 5. So my goal for the day is to hit either mile marker 56.2 or 58.1, which is Tray Mountain, which I should be able to do fine. I got started early enough. But my overarching goal for the next 5 days is to hit mile marker 109.4 Winding Stair Gap and go into Franklin. And there's a relatively cheap hostel right in the middle of downtown, and not far from a brewery I was recommended to try. So we're going to try to make it there on day 9 and stay overnight and keep going the next day, not take a 0 or anything. Not yet, at least. Body still feels good. Want to keep putting in miles. So I just ended my hiking day. I think it's around 4:30 or so. Came down to get water. We stopped at mile 56.2, and it's called the Cheese Factory Campsites. I guess it used to be a dairy farm. So that's interesting. Me and John from Boston pretty much hiked together from where I started. He was ahead of me most of the time, then we walked the last bit together. But a lot of people just showed up. We were the first there, and then other people I recognized showed up. So I'm signing off for the day. Talk to you tomorrow.